And we're here.
YOLO. How's everybody?
I guess first things first, you might have noticed a slight change in the channel name from Lone Star UAV to Lone Star TNG or Lone Star Tech and Gear. Call it a sign of the time. I just don't want to limit myself only to drone stuff anymore. So TNG was available, so Tech and Gear it is.
It's a good one. It's good, well thought out. It's good name. Now you gotta take the aircraft and turn it into a stick of dynamite exploding. TNT.
No, I'm not going to explode anything.
You're not going there?
Nope. I mean,
right.
that's the problem we're already facing with drones. And I've sent you some examples of that today,
Yeah.
which is rather questionable. So
yeah, I try not. I try to filter out my bad vibes these days. I got too much crap to think about. That's good. So I don't. I don't watch. I haven't been watching the news much. I haven't been looking for. Anytime somebody puts up an FAA did this or these guys did that, I don't even look at it hardly. I'm looking for things to do. I'm looking for new tech. I'm looking for stuff that's fun to add to my hobby and trying to keep positive. I don't listen to people gripe and bitch.
well, Lone Star Pyrotechnics, that would have been, maybe something, but
Pyrotechnic. That's good.
so
Yeah, I
Chuck,
think if you're anything
send
drones,
all the spares to Adorama to get some money out of them. Howdy, Barkley, Tony, Jody, and another Tony there, and RJ's. Howdy, fellas. So, yeah, loose LSP. That could be misunderstood. So, anyhow, yeah, it's been a busy week. And you just released a new product today, too, didn't you?
I didn't. Boy, it did.
Well, you released a video about a new product.
Yes, I've been just really busy trying to knock out stuff. It's hard, I've got too many. I've got a lot of irons in the fire, and even something like that, which is actually a really simple thing to do, I'm still hurrying to get things done. But good product, something new, something different. It's another company that's staying in their lane and just staying busy.
Well, to those, to the uninitiated, when Dad says a lot of irons in the fire, that means his honeydew list has grown exponentially.
I'm back to work, so
yeah,
I gotta do my day job. So
yeah, but they ain't but half a day.
Yeah, whatever. It starts out with my walk with Steve at 6, and it ends at 8 o'clock with another walk with Steve.
Poor Steve has to show you around the neighborhood every day, twice.
Yeah, he just needs to. I've been trying to keep him slim and trim, and
you know what? Funny thing, he said the same thing about you.
Yep, he's helping me out. He's helping me maintain
your killer physique.
Yeah.
Only thing you kill is a cup of mocha.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyhow, yeah. So, new microphone from Boya out. Microphone system, I should say.
Yeah,
If you
Boya
haven't,
Magic.
if you haven't seen it yet, go to Brandon's channel after the stream.
Yeah, it's priced reasonable. It's it just gives you another option. It's a different design. Everybody's already copied DJI. Everybody's got the rectangular mic with the mic base. These guys have done something different. So it's just another interesting. So I
I
like it when
actually,
companies do that.
I actually own a Boya mic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Boya shotgun mic that I put on my Osmo Action.
I have a Boya mic, a shotgun mic on my DSLR camera. Now I've got this other one. The first mic that I bought for my action, what's that? Oh, that's the GoPro. That was a Boya mic that went through their little mic dongle thing. That was an absolute freaking nightmare. That it would disconnect and I'd lose half my audio. The mic always worked. The dongle never. God, that's some bad times, man. Yeah, they got two prices, Tony. They've got the lesser mic. The part that's missing in the lesser is they don't give you the really good DSLR piece, and that one gives you more features. And obviously, the little dongle is great for phones and stuff like that, but it's good. It's a good, like I said, just good, generally good product. And like I said, the pricing is I think between 75 and 120 with the coupon code, so somewhere in there. So
Yeah, and then we got some more leaked pictures from Insta360. And I will share those because those are kind of interesting.
yeah, there's some interesting, there's an interesting concept there.
So that's the anti-gravity.
Did you get the
There's
one with the with the
We have
goggles?
the drone and we have the controller laying next to it.
Right.
And then
You notice the goggle case back there?
there's the goggle.
Right. You notice he's wearing the battery too, so
He's got the battery hanging off front of his jacket.
that must be the battery case, or no, not. I mean the goggle case in the back there. There's a bunch of different batteries there. There's a battery pack, and then there's the batteries with the concave shape in the back, which obviously go into the back of the drone. Then there's something. There's a bunch of other batteries. Maybe they're testing some batteries out for that.
Well, this thing here looks like a rangefinder to me.
Could be, yeah.
This is battery for the quad. These three are batteries for the quad. And this could be the battery for the goggles or just a general battery pack. Interesting nonetheless.
Tony went and got a
Tony got himself his first DJI Neo. And it's been
Yeah.
raining for 3 days. Well, at least you can fly that thing indoors.
Well, like I just told Tony, I said that, the good thing about rain is it gives you some nice, beautiful sky. So as soon as the rain is gone and you get that broken up cloudy sky, it'll look way better in your videos. Nothing worse than pure blue, nothing. It makes for a terrible video.
We got Possum and Art in the house. Howdy, fellas.
Yeah, don't fly that thing in the wind, man. You'll learn fast. The thing will just go whoosh. Lesser wind.
Nothing wrong with a Neo for a first quad. That's, it used to be the Tello, now it's the Neo.
Yeah, the
So the
Neos.
Tello had the same, you could control it off your phone or get a controller for it. You want to fiddle with it, you could get FPV out of it.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
I'm enjoying the Neo. I put up a Neo video about once every 3 weeks, maybe, because people still want to see it fly, and I'm like, all right, I love flying it. So to me, it's like a win-win. So I always find I'm going to actually fly that construction site. I'm going to fly it a couple times. I'm going to get through that metal grate. So I was kind of shy about it this last time, but I'm going to go through it this time. I know I can get through it. I kind of felt like I wussed out. I'm like, why didn't I do that? That would have been so easy.
Well, whatever you do, don't turn it off.
Well, interesting enough, I actually made a comment about that.
Disarming middle flight does not work well.
The flight mode switch is in the same place as the disarm switch on that controller in my two different drones. That's why I did that. I finally figured that out because that's that same rocker, and I was going to change my flight modes, and my brain was doing its own thing, and bang, it's so that's why you need to have for different quads like a certain, like just your DJI stuff. That's why you almost should fly ELRS with anything that's not DJI, so it's not a DJI like quad. So it's just, that's where you get that mental issue.
All right, Tony. It ain't but 3 letters, and it's KAI. I ain't no damn car. Darn it. Gotta get. Yeah. I know. It's freaking spell check that does it to you.
Autocorrect.
Oh, this is, I mean, absolutely priceless. My job, they rolled out a new HR assistant in our software, and it's some AI bot thing that still needs to learn our policies, I guess. And they rolled it out, and now our big boss tried to show it off, and sure enough, the thing defaulted to an old policy in its answer. And they're like, well, for starters, you might only want to ask it questions you already know the answers to, so it can learn. I'm like, oh, Christ. Multi-million-dollar nationwide engineering outfit. Well, we can't roll out a chat bot that gives correct answers. Yes.
Yep.
So, and I actually got some flying done this weekend.
So it would have. Oh yeah, the battery story, huh?
Oh well, I'm not necessarily just talking about the battery story, but I'm talking about DJI 04 Lite, or whatever you want to call it. Akirasho. He says he's here now. We can start over. You're just too gracious there, Warren. Appreciate you. But what else did you have on the pallet there, Buster? Nothing. Hello?
I
Are you
was,
there?
yeah, I was thinking a little more about the anti-gravity images there, just thinking about what it would fly like with that controller and stuff. That's, to me, that's a hard pill to swallow. I don't, that the motion controller, I'm just not a huge fan of that.
Well,
I know it's a great starter piece, but it's just so limiting. And
obviously it
that's a chubby
has
drone. That's a chubby ass drone.
obviously it has an FPV camera and a 360 camera. Because we've already seen images where it has a camera on top and camera on bottom, which I mean, it's no different than that kit that they used to make for the Air 2, Air 2S that you clamp on the body where you had lens up top, lens down below, and they stitched together and, Bob's your uncle. So, I mean, the technology is not necessarily new. What is new is that A, Insta360 is making it, and B, it's actually FPV dongle and goggles.
You
So,
know, the other I comment that is in the negative is that the problem with anybody other than DJI making a drone, and this comment came up from an engineer conversation I had, and that the problem with every drone other than DJI is they all use the same parts from the same factories with the same limitations. If you didn't notice that, go on Amazon and buy any drone on Amazon, and only the better, the drones with the better engineers. The other thing is the sensors are all they're all recycled, meaning that they're all coming out of a box from another drones. So
yeah, I mean, it's no different than cars.
it's basically to me, I would look at it more like refrigerators, where they all have the different outside, but all the refrigerators on the inside have the same ice makers. They have this, a lot of the
Yeah.
same components. And yeah,
Well,
so
they don't all have the same components because, as soon as you get rid of your fridge, buy a new fridge, the freaking water filter said you still have for the old fridge. Sure, shit don't fit on the new one anymore.
well, the water filter is a freaking conspiracy. That's like having a toner cartridge. It's where they're making money,
Yeah.
So yeah. But anyway, getting it back, segueing back to drones, it's kind of like having something that is made of the same parts and then expecting it to do something different. And that's the problem with this one. If it's not, none of these guys, most of these guys are they're camera people, and then they're software engineers. And like I said, it's all the parts are come from the same place, and that's
Yeah.
why DJI has a very distinctive, different video quality than Insta360. If you watched any of those videos, and I spent a bunch of time going deep into those videos and into the quality
I mean,
differences.
the first chipsets that DJI was working with, they were not DJI branded. That's just something that happened over time that
Right.
DJI start having their own chipset.
But
So
their
there's nothing new about it. I mean,
their
and if you
ability,
look at all these freaking Chinese drones that you get off of Amazon, they all run on about a handful of apps. They all use the same app because they're all the same technology.
right. So anyway, it's just I'm very guarded and cautious about anything new, and that's why everybody gets so excited when DJI comes out with something, because they're gonna put a massive amount of time into making it way different than other other makers of stuff. Now we've got a Max coming out. So with from GoPro, and I had a discussion about GoPro Max, and they lack a software that goes along with their hardware that is anything but just vanilla. And so, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of the N3s. I just think that if you're going to save money, you're going to get a good product for saving money.
Yeah, the
That's for
N3
sure.
goggles and the motion controller was the Neo rounds up for a nice package.
And
So,
it helps if you have a better camera, to view those to view with.
and since we're talking about DJI right now, there is an update to the Goggles 3 firmware. And really, don't bother.
Is that the lockout
For
for
for some reason or another, and it's beyond me why they would do it, and a number of other people already commented about it. There is a screen lock now, where you have to, if you want to, you can turn that feature on, and you punch in a numeric code to lock down or unlock your goggles. I don't know why you would have to have that, but I guess if you have kids or people you don't want using your stuff,
Yeah.
I guess, but
Yeah, Tony, sometimes they force those updates, and I don't believe they're going to force that one. They don't want to force anything right now on our
it's gonna be in the next several updates. So eventually you're gonna end up with it. Luckily,
accidentally.
it's not enabled by default once you do the update. So it's up to you to turn it on or off. And the way to get around it is downgrade your software and use the goggles as normal. It's just freaking stupid. But so yeah, um, there is that update, and it's only for the goggles 3, from what I understand.
I did an update, and they gave you the option to add that to it, or to enable it, or to add a code, because you can have it in your gear and not
Yeah,
and
no,
not and not and not put the code in.
you have to go into the menu and turn that feature on.
Yeah.
Okay, that feature is not enabled by default. So you have to go in, you have to turn it on, you have to set your password or passcode, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it.
I am passworded to death, man. Ain't nobody touching my crap. And
Yeah, well, um,
I could see, like you're saying,
Toggle,
like guns, but
Walk Snail, CADX Walk Snail, they've seen an update on their stuff too, on firmware, on the goggles and on the VTXs. And apparently they finally fixed the flickering OSD in the Walk Snail system. They haven't quite put it out. It was the release notes, but I've seen several channels now talking about that the OSD is finally fixed. So that would be a good thing. But I'm still pissed off at them over the not being able to update your hardware, even though they say that was one of the features of these goggles. So
are you gonna cover that thing I just showed you?
the thing that you're sharing on the screen there,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. I was just curious.
yep. We got a lot of shit to cover.
All right. I ran across it. It's been around, but this is a better
Yeah.
image of it.
Well, they're really pushing it now. Didn't I send it to you today, Chad? I'm fairly certain I did. Yep. So hold on. Put that over here. This is what we're talking about right here. The hover air.
The Hoover. I think that's funny because if it sucks, it'd be the perfect name.
Well, the hover air aqua.
So you have to have a controller because you got to be able to get it to. I don't know why you'd want it to freaking go in the water anyway.
Well, I mean, I can see if you're in the water sports and you want to use the
Yeah,
selfie camera while you're doing it.
I get you.
It's not,
It doesn't,
oh,
and it doesn't, sink and disappear.
yeah. Now you're not going to carry out any bait with it, but
No, that's the forward-facing camera looks eerily similar to a DJI light camera, but you don't know. I'm just saying from the housing, and
yeah. Well,
I'm looking at the
he's
picture.
there paddling and he's got the little quad following him. I mean, it's not all stupid. Now I just wonder how the thing will keep up with a jet ski. But yeah, it looks an awful lot like the Neo, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got Neo like
Neo like qualities.
qualities and simplicity and and hopefully it has a Neo like price and not a 00 robotics slash hover air price. Yeah, the close up I've got is, I see a single button. I see obviously it would be a one button um, aircraft that's got a nice big screen. Looks like there's two buttons on the screen probably to toggle through things. And then the camera just looks a lot like a housing that with a O4 light, but you just um I don't know what other camera they'd throw in there. Guess they have a lot of choices.
I wonder when the official launch is for this thing.
My guess is they're going to do a similar launch like they did with the other ones. They're going to get money up front, with the
No, no, they're too well established for that. 4K at 100 frames per second,
1/1.3.
101.3-inch CMOS sensor, sub 250. I was wondering if there's some kind of controller dongle of some type
Yeah,
that
Tony will be able to recover it. That gives you a little bit of security.
well, I mean, at least the thing floats better than the Neo.
If I'm sitting on the shore flying it and I'm not in the water actively and it goes in the water, I still am not going to get it. I'm not going to go swimming out to get it. I'm still sitting out there floating. I guess I can get a fishing pole and cast for it.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's like I said, to me, it's all about do they pull off the camera part? Because I did not get suckered into the hover air um, lineup because I just am not interested in something that's not new. It's already been done. Um, and it's so expensive. I mean, I had to pay like $1,300 for the things that I would want in it. You know, you had to buy the beacon and then the joysticks for the beacon. That's like another $600. It was like 200. No, I think it was $200. The beacon came with one. Then it only came with one battery and one. I mean, it's just, it's like a fly more combo, but there was more options. No, it's just, and then you're still using your phone. And I'm just, I'm like, I'm so past the phone. Toy manufacturers already know how to get past the phone. I mean, we gotta fly with goggles. We gotta fly with a controller with a screen. I'm just sick of using my own device, and having to like fly and then have messages coming through. And, to me, that's just a big hassle. I'm, s- you know, I would like these new devices to be phone free. Just free up our phones. That would be my gripe about all new products. The only time I want to use my phone is when I need to use my phone, like I'm using it as a remote tool, but I do not want to fly with it. I don't want it to be the FPV part.
Well, some tells me they are going to have a beacon of some type for this.
They pulled off the beacon with the screen, which is kind of cool. I thought that was pretty neat. That little tiny screen is all you need to to focus up a shot, or at least know the perspective of what you're doing. Yes, free the phone.
Well, I'm going to make a guess as far as pricing on that things goes. Let's see, hold on. So we got the X1. That's 2.7K 30 frames per second. We got the X1 Pro 40K 60 and the Pro Max 8K 30. So I'm guessing this one's going to fall right between these two. So $599 for that thing. I don't know that toy be worth $600 to me.
So much money for
That's a lot of money to tie up.
and that's where DJI wins every time. They can build a product that's, I
Yeah.
mean, their version of the Neo 2, that when it comes out, I mean, we're not going to get to fly any of this stuff, but their version of the Neo 2 will be another just great device. I mean, it'll be, I'm gonna have to really think hard about how I'm going to get it if there is one, because I enjoyed the Neo so much. And if I got to order it from freaking Japan, or Korea, South Korea.
Yeah, and their little lineup, this thing will fit right in between. Might even go 649. But
Does it tell you the sensor of the X1 Pro? I was not too.
the
Doesn't tell
X1
you.
Pro,
Because then we'll know what the camera is at least. I mean, the propeller design on the box fan was just, the propellers were so low tech. I didn't like this. If I want a loud screaming drone, I'll just buy a Neo. I'm not going to spend $1,000 for a drone that screams at me. Even any of my own personal aircraft, this one doesn't scream at me.
they don't give you this really a thing for specs either.
Yeah, I don't think they tell you the sensor. You just know that they upgrade the Pro Max, which in my estimation, their Pro Max is their 1/1.3. or just a little bit bigger.
Frankly, that's about as much time as I want to spend on that subject at this
Yeah,
point.
I don't. Just everything I keep hearing about these groups of people that are working on these projects is there's just a lot of dis dis disjointedness about them. They are not a complete package of a company. None of them are. So that's, but Hover Air is making products that, and their people bought them. They're available and they're, I'm not going to spend $900 on a Mini 4 again. The Mini 4 with reduced, and then I got to fly with a regular controller, and there's just once again I went budget shopping. I found some really good Mini 3 deals with the old RC. I'm a huge fan of that. I think around $540 you can get the old Mini 3 with the 1/1.3 and the original RC controller, which works fine.
Well,
You just gotta, you gotta
is it
do
Mini 3 or Mini 3 Pro?
Mini 3 Pros aren't even anywhere, and Mini 3 Pros are like unicorns. And I wouldn't even. There's nothing that you need that the Mini 3 Pro has, except for the sensors, and the sensors are you really don't need them. It's like a Mini, you just don't need the sensors. Yeah, the Mini 3 Pro was a short-term deal. There's very few of them out there. They pulled the sensors out for whatever reason, and they made the Mini 3 available cheaper, and everybody started buying those, which you get the same camera. So, but
Just
anyway,
thinking about it, if y'all still want to vote for Chuck and Lori for America's Favorite Couple, that thing is still going on. Apparently today the vote gets counted double or something. Last I heard, they were in fifth place, but can only advance to the next round from first place. So if you're inclined, go by their channel and follow the link, I guess. Unless Chuck's still here or Lori or one of them, and they post the link in the chat. So, anyway. What else were we talking about? Oh, yeah, this is one for the teacher and you. Here we go. Trying to do some good in the school.
oh yeah. Good idea. I actually sent your video to our principal to
Yeah,
see if I could start up the defense squad.
yeah, yeah. Your principal is going to be all sorts of excited. The prospect of you flying a drone through the school was flashbang grenades attached to it. Yeah, I'm sure he'll get right on it.
I was thinking possibly a high capacity battery with little prongs in it.
Now, we're gonna do that. I mean, if you're gonna do it right. We'll get.
And it's not gonna feel good when I fly at India. I'm gonna get max speed.
Yeah, this thing has little charges in it. and it can send out a whole freaking swarm. Has facial recognition on it, and it sees a face, crashes into it, and punches a hole in your forehead. Screw the flashbang. This is the way. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Like drones don't have already. That's mantra of weapons of mass destruction on it anyway.
There's
They
still
use
no
this
there's
shit
still
going around on Facebook.
there's still no replacement for a simple 9mm with a
Police
somebody
officers
that
that do it.
yeah, somebody that has the ability to freaking aim it. You're in good shape. Some with some reasoning skills behind it.
Well, I mean, the real cracker is going to be this year in Texas. Their phones, tablets, smartwatches, Fitbits, whatever. None of that shit is allowed in school anymore.
Yeah, we outlawed phones in the classroom. We had a state law that was finally passed, which is amazing. No phones. They can have them in the hallways. They can on their passing time they can use them, but
Yep.
once they get into the yeah they compromised on that one. They had to it's at least it's a start. I look at it that way. It'll be a pain to have to implement, but it's better
Yeah.
than not. It's better than not having something that I can literally put a state law up on the wall and say, hey, this is which is way different than saying, hey, this is something that we had a meeting about and we decided on, just
Yep.
12 of us. Now it's, the state legislature. It's which is kind of it's a good start. I think we all need it. We need to we need to put a cap on that.
Yeah. Well, they're in Texas, they're not allowed to have a phone in the school, not even in recess or whatever out in the hallways. If they get caught with it, the phone gets confiscated, and then
Zero tolerance.
yeah.
Yeah, our state's a little, there's too many parents that have too many kids with where they're willing to go in instructional time, but I still need to be able to talk to them. So, Bobby, because I've got 14 other kids that I've got to take to different places, and we need to court, and I can understand that. There's a lot of big families where I'm from. So,
How the hell did we ever survive the 80s without cell phones and internet and
yeah,
parents tracking our every move?
yeah, I don't know.
You know, after school, jump on the bike, go run in town, hang out, come back when the street lights come on, kind of thing.
Yeah, it that whole thing it's much easier to think.
You just turn off your mic. There, try that.
Yeah, I must have clicked it. There must be a if
You
everybody
sound different now.
uh interesting.
Did your mic run out of juice or something?
Maybe. Maybe. I bet you it doesn't sound different now.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yeah.
I might be using a different mic.
Yep.
Find out.
Now we don't hear you at all again.
It's because I shut it off.
All right, there we go.
I have no idea what that did. Anyway, that was a computer. That my computers have been. Sometimes it behaves a little bit interesting, but mostly because I click on stuff. Well, basically, when first of all, when nobody's using phones, if there's nobody that uses a phone for other than just phone calls, that's just easy. But when it comes to communication and texting and that we've made that our primary resource for gaining and getting information, we locked ourselves into that.
See,
Do we
but
have to know what everybody's doing 24/7? No.
y'all haven't had it easy though, because your local phone calls were included in your phone plan. In Germany, we paid for every minute. It doesn't matter if it was local call or long distance. Well, don't even think about calling long distance. Ooh.
Yeah, we had our expensive we had our expensive period of time where we had to deal with that, but yeah, I'm not
Well, if I think back when I first immigrated to the States in '92, I was paying close to two bucks a minute for calls to Germany. And now it's no for $15 a month, I get unlimited calls to not just Germany, but probably most of Europe. And
yeah. Our network is way larger. We move voice over different wires now. It's not satellites anymore. And some of it's beamed through satellites. If you want to use the constellations of all those networks, of Musk satellites, the Starlink now. But there's literally tens of thousands of those up there. So anyway, we have access to more data. We can move more bits and bytes around. That's basically
more bandwidth. Yeah. Howdy, Bob. Good to see you.
more bits and more bytes.
Bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. But could I live without my phone? Yeah. But that you have to assume that I'm not going to just be punished myself. I'm going to live with other people that are going to live without their phones. Yeah. If our state turned them all off, I wouldn't move.
Well,
We'd have to go drive to places to go visit people.
yeah.
We'd use our cars more. I'd get rid of a huge bill.
Yeah. Well, darn cell phones.
Yeah.
Electronic leashes. The school board here, one of the board members came back and said like 34% of Americans feel they're addicted to their cell phone. Now, which would mean 34% of the student body probably is too. And now we're going to take the addicts pacifier away. It's going to create issues.
Yeah, definitely a detox. I was sitting in a meeting today and I went over to one side of the room to talk to some people, and I came back to that same spot, and every single person that I had left were all looking down and checking their phones for whatever or doing things. It was very interesting. Everybody. It was just like
Yeah, we all do.
so yeah, I'm not
And as much like my job, I've got a computer in front of me and I still get shit sent to the fucking phone.
Yeah, I don't. I spent like I've already had enough computer time today. This is like once we get off our live stream, I am freaking.
Yeah, this
I've
thing goes
been
black and that's the end of it. Yep, I feel you. Same
I
here.
I want to go down and I'm gonna go down and watch TV.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing I do. But by the time I'm done with this
Detox from
stream,
the
I'm
screen.
done. Period.
That's funny. We'll go from one screen to the other. We probably are more productive on this screen, but you don't rest. See, the thing is with a computer, you're not resting. It's work, you know.
Yeah,
So when you're going
don't
through and
scream.
you're actively clicking through things, you're making all these decisions. But when you watch TV, you're literally decompressing because there's nothing to click, you know. It's just, you know, you're not it's a different kind of immersion, you know. But I don't have an answer to that. It'll be I'll give you my what happens. I'll give you the feedback, you know, say by Christmas and tell you how much fun I've had, you know, telling kids to freaking put that damn phone away, you know. So
You know, they're going
um
to confiscate him here, so they're going to have to. No.
yeah, well, I can do that. I can do that. I can have my own set
Well,
of.
no, here he'll have to get the school resource officer, aka school police, to come in, and he's gonna have to take the phone and write a report and all that shit. There ain't enough time in the day for all those officers to write their reports.
All their reports. Yeah, it needs to be low key. It needs to be just, hey, you need to, we can't do that. This isn't temporary. This is permanent. I actually told them last year that this was going down. I follow the House bills and I'm like, there's one that's up, man. It's going through. Okay, you guys that are pissing me off right now, next year, I'm not going to be mad because it's not going to be my decision. It'll be yours, you know? So,
Well, y'all's problem here is the students don't have a homeroom
yeah.
like we do in Germany.
And
This,
we used to have
the
that kind
students
of.
have a homeroom, and when they get there in the mornings, there's a plexiglass lock case, where every student punches his phone into. Teacher locks it, and they stay locked up for the day.
Wow.
And then, you know, at end of the day, teacher comes back, unlocks it, they grab their phone on the way out.
Good idea. Great idea. Just, yeah. And then, well, the thing I like about that is when a parent needs their kid for a real reason, they don't just bug them in class. They'll actually have to go to the school and actually go in the building because they can't just deal with it at their
Yeah.
car. It makes it more whatever you have to do, it becomes more important because you're like, I don't need to do that. I don't want to go through that hassle, you know. So
But if they would only cry when I take the phone away, that'd be a whole lot easier.
there'll be some of that, I'm
Some of
sure.
these kids are going to get violent. I
Well,
guarantee you.
hey, I do the same thing.
They gonna call the teacher everything but a white child, and they gonna threaten lawsuits and this and that and everything else. And
You
actually,
also, Ty, you also have people. You see, every state's different. And like for example, there are phone issues that you can't alleviate, meaning that there's some kind of like medical or mental issue that a kid. I mean, there's exceptions, and that's the thing that's tough. Is those believe me, we didn't have it when we didn't have phones. Those kids lived. They didn't all, you know, diabetics didn't go without their insulin, and you know what I'm saying. It
yeah,
was, but that is going to be used. You know, there's going to be like it's like an emotional dog. You know, I've got my PTSD dog. You know, which
yeah.
I'm not picking on right now. I'm just saying that it's, we have exceptions to those rules, and that's what hurts. Whatever we're going to have to implement is that exception. All right. Okay. I don't want to talk about work. Holy crap. How do we
Well,
get that?
I'm going to go completely off script now.
Please.
We have an aquarium here in San Antonio. They have a big tank with a Pacific octopus in it that is a rather friendly fella. And this mother took her, I don't know, less than 10-year-old boy in there. And apparently, he wasn't an exhibit where you can feed the fish. Well, he thought a good idea was to take your arm and stick it down over the glass and into the water and hand feed the octopus. Well, the octopus latched onto his arm and wouldn't let go. So staff finally came up with a couple in ice packs and put ice packs on the octopus, and that eventually let him go. Now Junior has a whole row of hickeys going up his arm, and Mama is pissed.
Keep your
She's
hand out
now
of the
trying to make it to where the aquarium has to give up the octopus. I mean,
Yeah, that's that poor octopus, man. He was just living his best life.
yeah, I mean, you stick an arm in a fish tank with a big octopus, you take that chance. But yeah, it just kind of fit with our conversation. So
Yeah.
now she's filing a suit because they didn't have an incident report on it or something. It's just mind-boggling. Anyhow, what else was new? There was a huge, huge, huge drone show in China. Did you see that? I thought
I did see that video. Yeah, I saw the one that you sent me.
Yeah, there's a whole video on it. Let's go. Let's go back here. All right, there we go. I'm not going to turn on the sound because I don't want to take the hit, but
Yeah, wow.
they've had everything at that show from drones to robots to military applications to personal hovercraft, so to speak, air taxis, whatever you want to call them. I mean, this is just freaking huge.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but most everything is geared toward either military or commercial applications of some type. At the flying field, where I was on Saturday or Sunday morning to fly, we have a new guy showing up there. He's trying to develop a drone for the military. He's got some stiff competition.
Everybody's doing that. That's the scourge.
Well,
That's the military application
he's
that everything is the scourge of the hobby or the
well,
technology.
he's a retired drone pilot for, I don't know, Army, Air Force, whichever branch he was in. and they're trying to come up with something more organic that troops can actually carry with them. So I don't know what his deal is, because just listen to it and don't know that any of this is going to work the way you want it to. Because if you want to deploy it on the front line, it would have to be dead silent, and we know that quads and silence is not two words that go together. So yeah, they have one hell of a drone display there, though.
Yeah, it's just amazing the amount of drones which equal a pixel.
Yeah. They had 12,000 drones or something like that in there. So yeah, it was interesting watch.
All right, man, it's that time.
Oh yeah, it's time. Well, do we have 5 more minutes? Just 5 more minutes. Because I'm going to have some footage to share.
Oh, okay, let's go see it.
Yeah, so I figure out. Let's go here. So that's the AOS 5-inch with the 04 light in it now. I think the camera on it is mounted too soft. I think I'm going to print out right now it's got those silicone inserts in there. I think with printing those out in TPU, that should settle it down a bit. But this footage, I mean, this is recorded footage on the quad, but this was Rocksteady turned off. Okay. You see a little jello here and there, but nothing really too dramatic. But now you want to see what it looks like with Rocksteady on. Hold on to your hat. This was Rocksteady on.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's tough. That looks like it's even, like sped up even.
That was Rocksteady on. It's like totally reversed. I'm almost wondering if there's a bug in their software that has the two backwards or something. But I mean, it's not even that bad and the flight and the goggle footage. And no, when you fly it doesn't jump around like that while you fly. I had some interesting things happening on the goggles as far as like some light flickering in the footage and black bars going across, which I'm guessing is going to be either a cable issue or a camera issue. But
yeah,
I've seen the recorded 4K footage. I don't even know if that's the issue or not.
I'm gonna have to excuse myself, Kai. I got my phone call. So
All right. Giggles, Luigi, I should say. TJ, TJ Luigi. There we go. Waypoint New England. Howdy, feller. Already still here? No. But yeah, so this is the air unit light with the Rocksteady turned on, believe it or not. So it's basically worthless recording.
Yeah, it's makes it tough. It's tough tough material to stabilize. So when I get that, I just get frustrated and I move to something else because it's not ready for prime time. So, alrighty, I really got to go. So,
yep, it's time to go. We'll see y'all next week, same time, same place. Again, name change, Lone Star Tech and Gear instead of Lone Star UAV. Pretty much everything else stays the same.
Like and
We're
subscribe.
gonna go off script as normal. So, Chris, thank you very much.
Hey, thank you.
We'll see y'all next week. Any more words of wisdom?
Nope.
All right. Bye, y'all.